I think you froze.
I
And welcome to the episode of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. Who knows what week it is? I'll just do the intro over again. Welcome to the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dalton Van Pelt, Scotch on the sidelines. Two-time. With me, I have Zach, the commissioner, Dangle Stewart.
we got a tight one, Dalton. You and Patrick going at it, kicker versus wide receiver. It's the only matchup that currently matters with a lot on the line.
I needed a little bit more from Tua, and a lot on the line is right.
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure I go into first place if I win.
because Dark Horse loses and Heath wins, so no.
I have the tiebreaker over Heath.
And over Drew, but Drew's losing. Yeah, you can go to first place. Which have to wait and see.
We shall wait and see. So that's a little nerve-wracking, especially because, just Jake Moody guy, who's apparently God's gift to kickers, missed a field goal. He's missed 3 of his last 4. I picked him up because he is so talented. I was like, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, you beat me to him. I was kind of waiting to see what was available, and you picked up Moody, and I'm like, damn it. And then my kicker got 21 points and basically won me the game. 3 50-yard field goals.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Dustin
I could
Hopkins.
use one 50-yard field goal, and I'm in the lead again.
Yeah. I'm good pick up by Patrick. Late yesterday after DK Metcalf ruled out. He picks up Juwan Jennings, and Juwan's having a decent day currently, about 4.5 points on Dalton now. So 4.54 looks like. But
yes.
Yeah. Shall we get into the IRL?
All right. In other news, the Rangers are up 8-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Jordan Montgomery, who's on like 3 days rest, is in the game. There's 2 on base, 1 out for the Astros.
Yeah, they're doing well. Can't wait till next week for the World Series.
Tottenham made Fulham look like a terrible team today. I watched the first half, and that was all I needed to see.
And that's all we need to talk about soccer.
Jacksonville Jaguars take care of the Saints. I was going to pick them for the pick 'em this week. However, I could not pull the trigger, and it cost me, but more on that later. Trevor Lawrence looked really good. ETN finds the end zone 2 times.
Good time.
Alvin Kamara has more receptions than any other running back in the league, I think was the stat, or something crazy like that. He's only played 2 games.
No, he's played 4 now.
Okay. Well, yeah, in 4 games, he has more receptions than any other running back in the league.
Mm-hmm. So he was suspended the first 3 games. So he's played 4 now. But wild. Yeah, he's catching so many passes from Derek Carr. Yeah, kind of a boring game. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of this.
I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, I really wasn't following along. Had to work last Thursday night, so to not get to see much of that, I just kind of kept following it, just getting ETN touchdown notifications, and that Jaguars had a pick 6, and just Saints doing Saints things and kind of making it close to the end, but it doesn't really matter, and Jacksonville gets the dub in due.
I think it was a pretty quiet day for most of the Jacksonville receivers.
Christian Kirk had a nice day. That's about it.
Yeah, he's had a couple of nice days back to back. Obviously, he does have the big money deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a spread it around offense. Whoever's open is going to get the ball.
Yeah, Calvin really 1 for 5. That's a rough one.
Yeah, on 4 targets.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people started him and were disappointed.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who is their other receiver that's out right now?
Zay Jones.
That's right. He was ruled out prior to the game.
Mm-hmm. but they've been just
Moving
giving
on,
ET on the ball so much.
the heir to the arm wrestling throne takes down the Brian Hoyer led Las Vegas Raiders, who actually split time at quarterback during this match because Brian Hoyer could not do anything.
Yeah, it really didn't make sense. I thought they were going to start Aiden O'Connell. I mean, I understand putting Hoyer in, if Jimmy G gets hurt like in the middle of the game, so you can kind of keep the same game plan, but you got to see what you got in the Young Bucks sometimes. And we all know what Brian Hoyer is going to give us, but you might as well let the young buck go. That's what the Bears did with Tyson
Tyson
Page
Bagent.
Pagent. I've heard different. Some people just call him Teabag.
I like
With
Bagent.
Bagent. But it's also funny too, like he's from D2 Shepherd University, the pride of Shepherd University. And I guess his last collegiate game, he threw 4 interceptions against the Colorado School of Mines. And this dude is just in the NFL, just doing things.
Colorado
man.
School of Mines are undefeated right now, from what I understand.
Man, I don't know, but yeah, that was just kind of funny that he's got like a lot of passing records in D2 but just made a name for himself undrafted and did well in training camp and preseason. And yeah,
Deontay Foreman, obviously, with the big game that none of us really expected. He was very efficient with his touches compared to usual. He was basically their entire offense. DJ Moore did have a couple nice out routes.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, when Justin Fields is out, you got a undrafted rookie in the back. You're just going to hand it off to Deontay Foreman, who's handled a lot of work in his career. And he was efficient and got in the end zone 3 times and had a nice 30-pointer.
Jacoby Myers does find the end zone in garbage time, which was nice.
Yeah, Adams complained a little bit. He did get 7. He had like 12 targets, so he still got targeted quite a bit.
Yeah, and they lost. So they're
bad.
What you get.
Like they're bad. Like I don't get how you lose to Teabag, and against the Bears team that is just atrocious. Like I don't get it. The Raiders are bad. They need to play O'Connell if Jimmy G's out. Jimmy G, and the thing is, Jimmy G would have lit the Bears up. It would have been a completely different game if Jimmy G's in the game. I think it would have been a blowout the other way.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The game of the afternoon was actually Browns Colts, believe it or not.
Yeah,
This game was a lot of fun. Back and forth all day. Gardner Minshew finds the end zone on the ground 2 times. Jonathan Taylor finds the end zone. He has a nice day. Michael Pittman saves his day on the last drive with the huge touchdown. Joshua Downs gets a touchdown right before the end of the half. Nice day all around for them. Njoku had a couple nice screen plays that they were utilizing him on, and Jerome Ford goes down with injury, but does have the long touchdown run in the first half.
Yeah, funny thing was I was going back through Gardner Minshew's stats, and I'm like, man, he had a nice day. I'm like, he had 4 touchdowns. Why does he only have like 27 points? Oh, he threw an interception and lost 3 fumbles. So his 2 passing touchdowns don't even count because he had 4 turnovers. So yeah, and decent day by him, but does turn it over. Yeah, the Browns, Jerome Ford rips off a 69-yarder to start the game, proceeds to take 10 more carries for 5 yards. There were through the other until he got hurt late in the third. He's projected to miss 1 or 2 weeks with an ankle injury. I've heard that so many times this year, though. I'm not holding my breath. Would not surprise me if he goes on IR, but they're not even considering that, is what it sounds like. They're saying a 1 to 2 week injury. Kareem Hunt does come in and get 2 goal line touches. So fire up your Kareem Hunts. And yeah, Deshaun Watson kind of got banged up a little bit. They thought they could win this game probably without him after he got banged up again, give him a little bit more time to heal, but they say he's going to start next week against Seattle. But PJ Walker did just enough and did not hurt them because that Browns defense is just a menace right now.
The Broncos ostensibly end the Packers' playoff hopes
God, that was terrible
in
to watch.
Denver. My boss was at this game. He was very tired this morning as he woke up, I'm sure, at like 4 or 3 in the morning.
Was that a prison punishment? Did you guys, force
He's a
him to go
Packers
watch?
fan.
Do you have to? I mean, yeah. Do you have to force him to go watch that game? Like tape your eyes wide open and watch him bleed? Just is that view?
Yeah, his view.
Yeah,
Um,
just terrible. Like I couldn't. God, it was so gross when they cut to that game.
I didn't watch any of it at all. Javonte Williams supplants or makes sure that his spot as the number one running back is safe for now. Cortland Sutton cannot be stopped and finds the end zone once again.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough to watch. The only thing I kind of got out of that game is Musgrave took a big hit and then ends up getting his foot rolled up on later. Christian Watson goes down at the very end of the game with a knee injury. And it just came out today that Kareem Jackson, the Broncos safety, has been suspended 4 games for multiple unnecessary roughness penalties. He's the one that knocked out Jacoby Myers. He's the one that knocked out Logan Thomas. Knocked out another guy a couple weeks ago, and then now with a headshot against Musgrave, the NFL said, "Oh, after $100,000 of fines, I guess you don't get it. So we're gonna 4 game suspension for their safety. Not like it matters. You know, they're the. I heard this today. The Packers offense was so anemic today, it made the Broncos defense, who is historically awful this year, made them look like the 85 Bears. It was like, I don't get it. Like, I played Packers everywhere. Like, I played them everywhere. Defenses, receivers, tight ends, running backs, they were all terrible. All of them. Not unless you played Jaden Reed and he got like 10 points, but like it was terrible. And you expected them to just, I thought they were just going to march all over them because they're terrible, but apparently not. Maybe they're the terrible ones.
A game of two halves. The Kansas City Chiefs take care of the rival of the AFC West in the Los Angeles Chargers, who may or may not have fake fans all the way through the stands. Travis Kelce with a monster day. Patrick Mahomes throws for 300 yards in the first half, and Josh Palmer torches the center of the field.
Yeah, it was. Kelce was on fire. Granted, yesterday was National Tight Ends Day, so if you see the recourse of yesterday, a lot of tight ends did really well yesterday with Kelce and obviously the big ones, not like the lame-o tight ends, but the good tight ends. Yeah, made sure that they were involved yesterday. Yeah, big day for Kelce. Yeah, he easily had, I believe he had like 40 something points, 38. He had 30,
Know,
35, 35-9. Yeah, compared to so I'm just looking up Kelce had 35.9 again on Blaster's team, and then Drew played Cole Kmet, who had a big fat 00. Like tight ends were abysmal this week, minus the top tight ends.
Yep.
That's how I feel like it goes every week. Like I'm trying to see what we had 3 tight ends. The 4 elite tight ends cleared well. Kelce 35.9, Waller 22.8, Mark Andrews 22.3, Dallas Goedert 18.7. Taysom Hill's a tight end that catches 4 or 5 passes every week now, which is disgusting to think about.
Yep.
And then Kincaid at 15.5. TJ Hawkinson's going to get up to that 20-point range. So those top 5 tight ends all scored 16 points. And then, everyone else is just kind of a Mod Podge thrown in there.
The Bills cannot complete the comeback against the Bill Belichick extended-led New England Patriots as Mac Jones finds Mike Gesicki in the center of the end zone with 12 seconds to go.
Yeah, I actually couldn't believe it. I watched the Stephon Diggs touchdown for them to take the lead and get the ball back to the Patriots. I got upstairs, went to the bathroom, helped Elliot change her diaper, and I came back and I got a notification. Patriots win. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, what happened in the last 25 seconds that this happened? But yeah, and that was the nail in, was it your coffin? For the
My
Survivor?
coffin? No.
No, that was Lean. That was
Um,
Lean's. Lean had the
yeah,
Bills.
that was Lean's.
Lean had the Bills. So that
Mine's
put the
coming up
nail in his
next.
coffin. Um, yeah, that was what was Patrick's this week? I can't remember.
Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor with a nice fantasy day. Not as nice in terms of actually it was a good day. He had good control of the offense. Saquon Barkley with a nice day as well. He did leave with injury at one point. It looked like a dislocated shoulder. Who knows what it actually was? Darren Waller also finds the end zone and was heavily targeted. Terry McLaurin gets targeted plenty of times. Doesn't do too much with it. Sam Howell was under pressure all day.
Yeah,
Giants get the victory.
Yeah, that makes total sense why the like they just can't block anybody. Washington just gets destroyed on the front seven. And the Giants, like Waller finally had a good game. Maybe Tyrod Taylor is the best thing to happen to this team. And this version of Tyrod is definitely better than this version of Daniel Jones. I don't know. It's really weird to talk about.
The Steelers end my dreams of winning the Eliminator Challenge. It looks like the Rams just could not find the end zone. Puka Nacua was pretty dominant in this one, and Cooper Kupp was his cheerleader, which was real fun to watch. And Najee Harris finds the end zone.
Yeah, Najee found the end zone as well as Jalen Warren. A big difference in the game is Brett Maher, I believe, missed 2 field goals, deeper field goals, but did miss those to say the least. But yeah, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers are also ruining my dreams. I want a top 5 pick in the NFL draft once in my life, which is hard to say, because they've been, middle of the road for the last 10 to 15 years. But it'd be nice to see, like, if they could get something. And I don't know. I saw one stat. It was that Kenny Pickett needs to play every quarter like the fourth quarter. He is like bottom 3 in all QB efficiency ratings for the first 3 quarters. He is top 5 in all those QB efficiency ratings in the fourth quarter. So I don't know what's going on. And it's just so hard to watch because they're so anemic, and then eventually they get it going. And granted, they got Deontay Johnson back, and he had an okay day. It's just a game you never really want to watch. Like, no matter who they're playing, it's just like so boring to watch. Like, there's no life. They don't, just kind of meh. So, like, I don't want to watch them. It's not fun to watch. It's fun to watch, Puka and them try to torch them up. But the big story of that game is Darrell Henderson pulled off the couch eating potato chips, gets in the end zone. Sean McVay brings him back. Basically, with Kyron Williams going on IR, they traded away Cam Akers. The only running back they had on their team were Zach Evans and Royce Freeman. And what did Sean McVay do? Said, nope, I'd rather have Darrell Henderson eating chips and bring in Myles Gaskin. And Zach Evans didn't even get a damn touch. He'd been on the team all season long. He's a rookie. And he said, nope, I'm bringing Darrell Henderson back. Kid, you just go sit down.
That tells you all you need to know about Zach Evans.
Yeah, and Zach Evans, I bet, is a scratch next week, and I bet it's Royce Freeman, Myles Gaskin, and Darrell Henderson. So, which means I believe Kyron Williams' job is safe when he gets back, but who knows?
In what was supposed to be the game of the day, the Ravens torched the Lions. It was weird. The Lions looked like they couldn't do anything. Dan Campbell was just standing there with his hands on his hips, holding his playbook, mouth open. Could not believe what was going on.
Well, everyone was, because Lamar Jackson was just doing crazy shit. Um, yeah, just Lamar doing Lamar things. I mean, even Gus Edwards getting an 80-yard reception in this game and not going for a touchdown was wild to watch. So eventually he got caught, but you don't see Gus Bus getting out in the flat and catching a ball going 80 yards. But everything was working on that day for the Ravens. Man, Addison's having a nice day. Sheesh.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, Ravens. Not much you can say.
Right. Seahawks.
Lions were fine. I mean, Jameer Gibbs had a nice day. St. Brown had a nice day, but a lot of that's garbage. But they're going to be in a lot of those games. So
Seahawks take care of business against the Cardinals. We still do have a couple more weeks of Joshua Dobbs as Christian McCaffrey just breaks away for a rushing touchdown, miles of acreage in front of him.
Big touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigbu finds the end zone. Kenneth Walker rushes for over 100 yards, and Bobo finds the end zone.
Jake Bobo. But yeah, this the big news was DK Metcalf did not play. It's his first missed game of his career. So like we mentioned, Patrick did figure out the news that he was a late scratch and made some adjustments, and that's why this game is coming down so close. Another point for Moody though, so getting ever so close for you, Dalton. But yeah, you just can't have him catch a touchdown, otherwise you're toast.
All right, another good game. Actually, the Lions and Ravens game got switched off on my channel for the Falcons-Bucks game. The Falcons do end up winning 16-13. Kyle Pitts did have a really sick behind the back catch. Drake London again is getting used a little bit more, and a weird situation with Bijan Robinson where he apparently had an illness, although I don't know if that's been confirmed or not.
Yeah, really weird how that was going to work. Yeah, just tough to see. You know, Bijan said he wasn't feeling well. The NFL is kind of investigating to see if they did not report anything. Yeah, that's a tough break, especially for you, Dalton. I mean, we've been talking about the games and stuff. And I actually just looked. We'll get to it soon, but that's tough situation for you, especially only getting a couple points. Not even a couple points, 0.3. So,
all right, moving on. The Eagles get the dub on Sunday night against the Dolphins. Jalen Waddle gets a little bit banged up in this one. Tua did not quite do enough for me, and Raheem Mostert didn't really do much either. Miami was down pretty early in this one, so they had to try to make up some ground and abandon the running game.
Yeah, honestly, I watched probably the second quarter, and then I fell asleep at halftime on the couch after I'd had way too many rum and bubblies.
All right. I am dealing with a little bit of stomach discomfort right now, but I'm going to power through.
Oh, yikes.
Heath takes care of Stewart, 112-78. That could grow even further depending on how Alexander Madison's night shapes up. That moves Stewart down to 1-6 and Heath up to 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
My matchup is still active.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I am projected to lose by, oh man,
so close.
0.4.
You need a field goal.
Live projections has, yeah.
You really need a field goal. But the hard thing is, I guess a field goal doesn't keep him out of it, but that missed field goal is going to hurt. But
yeah, because I still need more than a field goal.
Looks like Luke is going to win the skin this week as long as he takes, gets another point. I thought I was going to have money in the bag for the skin this week, but with a 30 burger from Jordan Addison, that does not look like that's going to happen. He's at 29 right now. So looks like Luke is going to take down the skin. That would be Luke's second skin of the year. I was going for back-to-back, and that would have been 3 for me, which would have been nice. But he takes down Dark Horse. Dark Horse goes to 5-2. Luke up to 4-3. Looking at the lineups, Dark Horse was a little scared that McCaffrey wasn't going to play. He's sitting on his bench at 19.9. But it's a tough one to manage, especially if you don't have any of McCaffrey's backups or you don't have anyone to play on Monday night. Doesn't look like it's going to matter anyway. But Luke gets the job done, climbs to 4-3. That would be Luke's 3rd win in a row.
All right. Blaster beats Drew. Drew falls to 4-3 in a week where he needed a win to stay towards the top of the contention. And Sackett takes care of Cole 143-121. And I do think I need to call it here because I am in some serious discomfort.
All right. Do you want me to, are you going to come back or you just want me to finish?
Just finish it out, would you?
All right. Are you coming back at all?
No.
Okay. I'll text you the bets separately.
All right. Thank you. Sorry.
But a quick, the bets this week, we're going to make a top 12 for quarterbacks, top 24 for running backs, top 24 for wide receivers, top 12 for tight ends, and I'll show you how we'll score it.
What?
Or I'll tell you later. Go take care of what you got to do.
All right.
All right. Dalton has vacated the premises. Sorry to anyone that had to hear that. A couple quick things. Like I said, Dalton's game is coming down to the wire. And then the other matchup that we did not touch on, I took down Lean this week by a little less than 2 points. I got the big game from AJ Brown last night, and Jalen Waddle did just enough to outscore Mostert. I was big decent going into that game, but Mostert did not have that great of a game. And AJ Brown and Waddle did just enough to get by. Like I said, I passed out on the couch and ended up just going to bed. And I woke up this morning, didn't really have any notifications. I just assumed I would have lost because I didn't see any touchdown notifications or anything. But lo and behold, after I get the shower and look at my phone and I ended up with the W. So big win for me, gets me to 4-3, drops Lean to 2-5. That would be Lean's 4th straight loss and 2 in a row for me. Quick check in on Patrick and Dalton, still looking like a 3.5 point window right now. But a quick preview. Next week, there are no teams on a bye, which is really weird since there were 6 on a bye this last week. We have the Hackgate Bowl. We have myself versus Sackett. Another bowl game of Cole and Luke. Then we have Dark Horse and Patrick. Heath and Drew. We got another bowl game. 3 bowl games next week. We got the Jailhouse Rock Bowl. We got Dalton versus Lean. And then we got Brinkman versus Blaster. Like I said, every team is back to full strength with no bye weeks. Quick touch on the Sunday night game right now. The Vikings are currently up right now, 19-14. McCaffrey, a nice day of 2 touchdowns. Addison's got the big day right now, 6 for 110 and 2. Yeah, guys. Sorry, this is probably going to be a shorter episode while Dalton had to take off. We will recap all the bets from last week and this week. Dalton and I, we're going to go off on a rankings challenge. We will rank the top 12 quarterbacks. We will rank the top 24 running backs, the top 24 wide receivers, and the top 12 tight ends. There will be a scoring system that I'll put in place. We'll see who has the more accurate rankings this week and kind of put test our mettle is what we used to call it. So we will get back to the rankings challenge for next week. With that being said, this is the end.